Learning about killers can be unsettling because their morbid acts of violence are hard to comprehend from any rational person's standpoint. But hearing or reading about murderers, as we often do in articles and videos, simply doesn't compare to actually hearing the voice of the killers themselves. This video is disturbing, so viewer discretion is advised. These are the 5 most disturbing and creepy audio recordings from killers. Number 5. Amber Tuccaro. It was 2010 and Amber Tuccaro was excited to get to Edmonton. Together with her 1-year-old son and a female friend, she arrived in the town of Nisku in Alberta, Canada. The trio planned to head to Edmonton the next day, but it seems Amber just couldn't wait any longer. That night, she decided to head to the city alone, which was just 30 minutes away. So she hitched a ride just outside the motel from a stranger, but she never made it to the city. Once inside the car, Amber knew something was off. She managed to accept a call from her brother, who was incarcerated at the Edmonton Remand Center, and most likely kept the cell phone hidden from the man driving. All of the outgoing calls from the center are recorded, and the following portion Amber had with the suspect was made public by police officers, hoping someone might recognize the man's voice on the phone.
Where are we by?
We're just heading south of Beaumont, or north of Beaumont.
We're heading north of Beaumont. Yo, where are we going?
Just
No, this is a... Are you fucking kidding me? You better not take me anywhere I don't want to go. I want to go into the city. Jeez. Yo, we're not going into the city, are we?
We're going.
No, we're not.
Yes.
Then where the fuck are these roads going to?
50th Street.
50th Street. Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Yo, where are we going?
50th Street.
50th Street.
50th Street.
East, right?
East.
Over down.
Travel.
Down.
Despite what the driver told her, Amber knew they weren't headed to the city. Just 4 days after the release of the audio recordings to the public, and 2 years after she disappeared, Amber's remains were found on a farm. Even though only a minute's worth of recording was released, there's approximately 17 minutes of audio recorded from the call. Investigators calculated it was the same length of time from the motel where Amber was staying and where her body was found. Currently, there are still no leads as to who killed the 20-year-old mother, but police believe she isn't the only victim. Amber is likely among 9 Aboriginal women who have disappeared along Canada's Highway 16, also known as the Highway of Tears. We've covered this notorious highway before in a past episode called the Top 5 Most Sadistic Killers, so make sure to check that out as well if you're interested in learning more. Number 4. The Menendez Brothers. Before the O.J. Simpson trial took center stage, America was fixated on the Menendez brothers and their merciless killing of their parents, RCA executive Jose Menendez and his wife Kitty. On the night of August 20th, 1989, the couple were at home watching a James Bond movie. At around 10 p.m., neighbors heard several loud bangs, which they thought were firecrackers set off by kids in the neighborhood, so they ignored it. But inside the Menendez home, Jose and Kitty were being killed. The father was shot several times at point-blank range with a 12-gauge shotgun, including a gunshot to the back of the head so strong that it nearly decapitated him. Kitty, meanwhile, was also shot several times with one shot hitting her in the face. Both were also shot in the kneecaps to make it look like the murders were part of an organized hit. Brothers Lyle and Kyle had killed their parents in cold blood and then left the house where they ditched their guns on Mulholland Drive. They told investigators they had been out for the night and watched a movie before heading to the Taste of LA festival. When they came home, that's when they found their parents' bodies, at which point Lyle called 911 and said the following.
Beverly Hills emergency?
Yes, police.
What's the problem? What's the problem? What's the problem?
Someone killed my parents.
Pardon me? What? Who? Are they still there?
Yes.
The people...
No.
Were they shot?
Yes, man,
Were they shot?
Yes.
They were shot?
Yes.
102, 102, response. 722 North Elmore.
What happened?
I have a hysterical person on. We're trying to get screened further. Other units responding. Is the person still there?
What happened? We have units around. What happened? Who shot who?
I don't hear anything. I just came home.
You came home and found who shot?
My mom and dad.
You know if they're still in the house, the people that did the shooting.
Get away from them.
Okay. Hey, let me talk to Eric. Who is the person that was shot?
My mom and my dad.
Your mom and dad?
My mom and my dad.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, we're on our way over there with the ambulance.
Okay, I gotta go.
Okay.
Oh.
Hello, this is police department.
Yes.
Okay, I want you to come outside. Okay, just come out the front door and
I gotta get my brother.
Even though they were considered suspects, no attempt to collect gunpowder residue was taken, and instead they were treated as grieving victims. However, the lavish spending of the rich brothers soon became overwhelmingly suspicious when in just 6 months after their parents' deaths, they managed to spend over $1 million. Later on, their therapist, Dr. Oziel, confessed to his then-girlfriend that Eric had admitted to the killings. After breaking things off, the doctor's ex went to the police to tell them that not only had Eric confessed, but that there were recordings of the sessions. It took a long time before the court was able to find several tapes admissible and before the proceedings could finally move forward. But sure enough, the most damning piece of evidence against the pair was the actual confession Eric gave to his therapist that they were in fact the ones who pulled the trigger. After an initial mistrial, which resulted in a hung jury, the second trial found the brothers guilty of murder. Although the defense painted a history of abuse experienced by the brothers at the hands of their parents, the jury still issued each of them a life sentence without the possibility of parole. Number 3. Jonestown Death Tapes. The cruelty and shocking results of the Jonestown Massacre has echoed throughout the years. Before September 11th, this was considered the largest single loss of American civilian life, totaling approximately 909 Americans dying in one day. Formerly called the People's Temple Agricultural Project, it's more popularly known as Jonestown and headed by group leader Jim Jones. The people of Jonestown believed Jim would lead them to paradise and willingly followed him to their deaths. We've gone in depth into the Jonestown Massacre in another episode called Worst Cults to Ever Exist, so feel free to check that out for a more in-depth look at who they were. However, briefly, the group was first formed in Indiana, where they soon expanded and created a headquarters in San Francisco. By 1973, the cult had come under scrutiny after 8 members detailed abuse happening within, so Jones felt the pressure to relocate and chose Guyana to mount an agricultural mission post. At its peak, the number of people in Jonestown was just under 1,000. Members lived in the middle of the jungle, were being overworked and not allowed to leave. With increasing suspicion and concerns from family members of the followers mounting, Jonestown was soon under investigation. This culminated in the visit of Congressman Leo Ryan along with 18 people in his party. As they were about to leave Jonestown, the group was attacked and most of them were shot and killed, including Ryan himself. That evening, as panic began to set in at what they had done, Jones held a White Knights meeting. That meeting was captured in audio on what are now referred to as the death tapes. In it, Jones encourages members that revolutionary suicide was the only solution. And while it is going on, the mass suicide is unfolding right before everyone's eyes. The following is a small excerpt. If you want to hear the full version, I'll link it in the description below.
It's never been done before, you say. It's been done by every tribe in history. Every tribe facing annihilation. All the Indians of the Amazon are doing it right now. They refuse to bring any babies into the world. They kill every child that comes into the world because they don't want to live in this kind of a world. So be patient, be patient. Death is, I tell you, I don't care how many screams you hear, I don't care how many anguished cries. Death is a million times preferable to 10 more days of this life. If you knew what was ahead of you, if you knew what was ahead of you, you'd be glad to be stepping over tonight. Death is common to people. And the Eskimos, they take death in their stride. Let's be dignified. If you quit telling them they're dying, if you adults will stop some of this nonsense, adults, I call on you to stop this nonsense. I call on you to quit exciting your children when all they're doing is going to quiet rest. I call on you to stop this now. If you have any respect at all, are we black, proud, and socialist, or what are we? Now stop this nonsense. Don't carry this on anymore. You're exciting your children. All over, and it's good. No sorrow that it's all over. I'm glad it's over. Hurry, my children, hurry. All I say, does not fall into the hands of the enemy. Hurry, my children. Hurry. There's seniors out here that I'm concerned about. Hurry. I don't want to leave my seniors to this mess. Quickly. Sisters, good knowing you. No more pain now.
In the end, the majority of people died by ingesting a flavored drink laced with cyanide and other deadly drugs. Children and infants were killed first, and in the aftermath, over 900 people were found dead on the site, with very few managing to escape. Number 2. Weepy-voiced killer. It's rare for serial killers to feel remorse. What's even less likely to happen is for one to call 911 to apologize and confess to their crimes. But that's exactly what the weepy-voiced killer did. The first victim was Karen Patak on December 31st, 1980. She was in Prescott, Wisconsin to attend a party and wandered away from the venue drunk when she disappeared. Soon after, the cops in the area received an anonymous call reporting an attack on a woman and stating the location. The caller just said there is a girl hurt there. Karen was found naked and so severely beaten that her skull had cracked. She survived, but to this day has side effects from the brain trauma. The next attack happened several months after, and the same weepy-voiced person called in distraught, saying, "God damn, will you find me? I just stabbed somebody with an ice pick. I can't stop myself. I keep killing somebody." Police soon found the body of Kimberly Compton on an abandoned freeway, stabbed multiple times with an ice pick. The third victim was Barbara Simmons, and she was found stabbed to death as well. She was last seen leaving a bar with a man named Paul Stefani, and soon after her death, the weepy-voiced killer called again. The following is his chilling confession.
Fire emergency.
Please don't talk, just listen. I'm sorry I killed that girl. I stabbed her 40 times. Kimberly Compton was the first one. Oh, my chief. I don't know what's the matter with me. I'm sick. I'm going to kill myself, I think.
Where are you?
I'm just going to... If somebody dies with a red shirt on, it's me. I killed both of you. I'm sorry. I'll never make it to heaven.
Calm down.
After this call, police began to hone in on Paul, and even though he was a suspect, he wasn't arrested due to a lack of evidence. That is until he struck again. He managed to solicit a prostitute named Denise Williams, despite police surveillance. Instead of taking her home, Paul drove to a dead-end street where he began to stab her. She fought back and managed to hit him over the head with a bottle, at which point she was able to escape and call for help. Paul realized his wound was serious and sought medical attention, where police connected him to the Williams attack. Later on, he was linked to the Simmons murder, and it wasn't until 20 years after that when Paul finally confessed to the other attack and murder. In 1998, at the age of 53, Paul Stefani, aka the Weepy-Voiced Killer, died in prison from cancer. Number 1. Byron Smith. It was Thanksgiving Day of 2012 when two troublemaking teens decided to break into the home of 65-year-old Byron Smith. Smith had been on edge for months as his home had been burglarized more than a half a dozen times. Thousands of dollars in cash along with precious mementos including his father's watch, which his dad received after spending a year as a POW in World War II, as well as various medals and ribbons that Smith received while serving in the Air Force during the Vietnam War were taken. Because of what had happened, Byron resorted to wearing a holstered gun at all times, even inside his own home. He also installed a security system because cops weren't able to do anything. After finishing their Thanksgiving meals, 18-year-old Haley Kiefer and her cousin, Nicholas Brady, who was 17, broke into Smith's home. It's believed this wasn't the first time they had done so, and surveillance video captures them casing the property before breaking a window to get in. Smith told police he was in the basement when he heard the window, and the following audio is what his security system recorded when he came face to face with the intruders.
You're dead. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, yeah. You're dying. Bitch. Cute. I'm sure she thought she was a real pro. I feel a little bit safer. Not totally safe. I'm still shaking a bit, but a little bit safer.
Smith waited until the next day to call police because he said he didn't want to bother them during Thanksgiving. While the cops have no doubt the teens were there to rob Smith, firing off kill shots after the intruders were down was overkill. Minnesota law allows homeowners to shoot intruders who trespass on their property if they are threatened. Once the threat is gone, finishing shots become unjustified. Smith was put on trial and found guilty on 2 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. This case still ignites a fierce debate not just in the local community, but also in many states across the U.S. where similar laws are in place. So there are 5 of the most disturbing and creepy audio recordings from killers. We all know many stories of killers and their disturbing acts, but to actually hear a confession or even the process as it happens is extremely unsettling. If you like this video, then please check out some of our other uploads and please subscribe to our channel so that each week we can bring you another scary mystery. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.